Good morning, students. Our seventh chapter name is a population. In the sixth chapter, that means in the land use, we learn about the different uses of land. But today we are going to learn about the new topic, the population. Obtain the following information of the particular days: how many students are there in class, out the total numbers, how many are the boys and how many girls, how many are absent, what is the total strength of student in your class, what is the total number of boys and girls in your school, which class has maximum strength of student, which class has the most absentees. Here given the geographical explanation. In above exercise, you obtained information about the strength of student in your school. In similar manner, information can be obtained about the population of village, taluka, district, state, national, nations and the world. While obtaining this information, we have to also consider age, sex ratio and literacy. That means based on this above exercise, we are obtained information about strength of student in our school. But similarly manner information can be obtained from the population. That means as a similarly we obtained the population of village, taluka, district, state, nation and the world. And obtaining information we have considered age, sex ratio and literacy, etc. Next the several factors are responsible for the development of region. Out of these, population is an important factor. While studying the population of any region, the following aspects have considered: the population growth, population distribution, population density, population structure of population. That means the following factors are the which is the important for the population, which studying population in any region, and following aspects are so important for the consideration of the population: population growth, population distribution, population density and structure of population. Here given the particulars: change a city, B city. Here given the total population, number of children born, number of deaths, population who migrate from outside, people who have migrate out, and total population. Here the city has a greater number of newly born children, then which city record a greater number death. Looking the figures in migration and out of migration, which city has received more migrant. Calculate the population of both cities in 2017. After considering all these points, which city has recorded more growth of population in 1 year? The total number of births are given. Here this question is, I will take in this activity time. First point is the population growth. From above exercise, it can be seen that the constant change in the population of region, sometimes there is a decrease in population and at other time there is an increases. This increase and decrease related to following factors. That means above this chart we can understand the sometime population is decreases and sometime population is increases, and this increase and decrease is related to the following factors. First is the birth rate, second is the death rate, third is the life expectancy, and fourth is the migration. First is the birth rate. The number of live birth per 1000 people in a year show is a birth rate. That means the number of live birth as per 1000 people in a year, this is known as also birth rate. Death rate, the number of death per 1000 people in a year, so it is a death rate. म्हणजे 1000 peoples मध्ये किती नंबर ऑफ पीपल न्यूली बॉर्न झाले ते बर्थ रेट असतं. न्यूली बॉर्न बेबी किती झाल्या, आणि डेथ रेटमध्ये नंबर ऑफ डेथ पीपल 1000च्या मागे किती झाले, तर त्याला काय म्हटलं जातं? डेथ रेट असं म्हटलं जातं. लाईफ एक्सेप्टन्सी, द ॲव्हरेज लाईफ स्पॅन ऑफ इंडिव्हिज्युअल्स एक्सेप्टेड इन एरियाज ॲट द time of birth, this is known as the life expectancy, that means the average lifespan of an individual. This is also known as the life expectancy. Migration, the movement of an individual or group out of an area or into an area, this is called as a migration. When the people move into the one region from the outside, from the residence, it is called as a migration. When people move out of the region for residential purpose, it is called as a out migration. That is, what is the migration? The movement of individual or groups who is the out and areas or into areas. म्हणजे किती पीपल्स रेसिडेन्शियलच्या उद्देशाने राहायला आले किंवा ती प्लेस सोडून गेले, त्याला काय म्हटलं जातं? मायग्रेशन असं म्हटलं जातं. व्हेन मूव one region from outside for residence, it is called as a migration. And when people move out of region for residential purpose, it is called as the out migration. All these above factors of the population growth, this difference between the birth rate and death rate is clearly responsible for the natural changes in population. Similarly, the migration of individuals or group constantly result in the change in the populations. The unchecked growth of population put pressure on the resources of region. On the other hand, the controlled growth of population will leads to the availability of resource in the right population. A controlled population is an indicator of the development of region. That means these are the all of these, that means birth rate, death rate, life expectancy and migration. This is the factor which is affecting on the population growth and result and because of the migrations and these are the responsible for the natural change in the population. Similar migration, individual or group, the migration of individual or group, these are the responsible for the change of population. Then here take about the 100 grains of black iced beans, chawolis. First scatter these beans on a square 30 plus 30 centimeters, and now scatter 100 more beans on square of the 50 plus 50 centimeters. While scattering the grains, take care to see that grain do not touch one another or piles up one on top of the other. Which of the squares can be grain of chawli be easily scattered? In which square the grain of chawlis appear crowded? Can there be the correlation between distribution of chawlis grain and the distribution of the population in region? That means this experiment is related to this distribution of population. You will doing this experiment in home. Then distribution of population. When the grains of chawlis are scattered over two areas of different size, in the larger areas the distribution appears sparse, see in figure 7.1. That means when the grains of chawlis are scattered over two areas different size, that means when we are scattered the chawlis areas in different size, in the larger areas the distribution appears in sparsely, see figure 7.1. Similarly, we can understand the distribution of population in a region. Some regions are mountain while others are flat plain. Geographical conditions vary. Some regions are well endowed with natural resources while others have limited resources. Their conditions affect the distribution of population. That means based on this experiment, the distribution of population in a regions, the some regions are mountain regions, other are the flat. Because of this geographical condition varies, and regions well endowed with the natural resources, other limited resources. That means the sufficient in this region there were the sufficient natural resources, there were the crowded of people, and the less or limited resources, there were the less quantity of people or populations. In the area with the abundant resource, naturally the population is more. That means in which areas the sufficient resources naturally there where the population is more at that place. In these areas there is a dense population distribution. In areas with a scarce resource, unfavorable climate, undulating terrains, etc., the population distribution is sparse at that place. Here given the factors affecting on the population distributions. Here the physical factor is a location, relief, climate, soil, mineral resources. Here given the economical factors: agriculture, industries, urbanization, transport, market. Political factors: wars, political instability, government policies. And social factors: race, religions, language, custom and tradition. You understand which is the factors affecting on the population distribution? Mainly physical factors, economical factors, political factors and social factors. Then density of population. The ratio of population of country, it is area of population density. While discussing population distribution, density of population is also considered. The density is calculated as per formulas given. Next point is the density of population. That means the ratio of population of countries, it is area is the population density. That means the population density of population, how this considered? The population of this region divided by area of a region. That means here the how considered the density of population? The population of region divided by area of region. Here given the example, here given the chart, here given the state for Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Manipur and Goa. Here given the some state names, and here given the population, area square, and here the identify the or find the density of this area. Here given the Maharashtra's 11 crores 23 lakhs 74,333. This is the population of our Maharashtra. Area square meter, square kilometers, 3,07,713 meter. We take these numbers in this formula. Density of population is population of this region. That means population here given and divided by the area of this region, and complete this chart based on this formula. You understand? Population given here, population, and then divided by area of a region. From area of region and its population, one can calculate how many people live in a square kilometer. The density of population is not same everywhere. That means in this case there were the density of population same? No. That means this is the different. It's different in a different places. In some region area is small but the population is larger. For example, Kerala. But some places are the area is small but population is high. In this region the area is larger but the population is small. There is the density of population is also low. For example, Rajasthan. Here given the name Rajasthan. Here given Rajasthan. Area kilometer is area is larger but the population is less. Automatically the density of population also low in these places. The second point is the structure of population. The population can be subdivided into various categories. By studying the correlationship between subdivisions and understanding of the structure of quality of population is possible. That means the structure of population is dependent on the male, adolescents, illiterate, children's, employed, infant, literate, rural, working population, then urban, female, older, younger, dependent population and adult. That means the classification above group into category below: sex, age, rural, urban and literacy. Productive populations. Population can be subdivided as per the group of above. This subgroup of their relationship with one another is studying in the structure of population. That means these are above factor which is dependent on the structure of population. Next point is sex ratio. As per gender, population can be divided into male and female. How to identify the sex ratio? As per the genders, the population can be divided into the male and female. You know, our population is divided into the male category and female category. This is natural division which can be easily understood. That means how many male and in the population and how many the females in the population. This is the natural divisions which can be easily understand the population. In the population, when the both genders are around the same number, it is indicate the balanced population. In the population studied, the ratio of men and women is considered important. That means in this population, when the both genders, that means two genders which is male and female, at that time these two male and female genders are balanced or same, at that time this indicate the balance of population. In population studies, the ratio of men and women is considered important. This ratio is calculated as following formula: sex ratio is equal to the total number of female divided by the total number of males multiply by 1000. When for every 1000 male the number of female is less, the sex ratio is said the low, and when the for every 1000 male number of females is more, this sex ratio is said to high. That means when at that time behind the 1000 males the number of females is less, at that time the sex ratio is said the low, and at that the behind the 1000 behind the 1000 males the number of females is more, at that time the sex ratio is said to be high. That means in here Haryana, Bihar, Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh and Kerala, here given the some states and given the sex ratio of this state. Which state has the highest sex ratio? The Kerala. Which state has the lowest sex ratio? Haryana. What change should be takes place in the Maharashtra to bring about the balanced sex, and how much change is necessary? In our Maharashtra, 1000 every 1000 males the number of females is 929. That means this quantity of this sex ratio is compared to the Kerala is less. Then the region where the proportions of females is more than male, the predominantly the out migration of men is high. The out migration is very often from employment purpose. For example Kerala, but where the proportions of the female is less than male, it is most cases the birth rate of female is less. That means the properties of female is more than males, the predominantly the out migration of man is high. The out migration is very often the employment purpose. Here given the example of Kerala, but where the proportion of female is less than males, at that time the most cases the birth rate of female is automatically less. You understand? In this chapter, firstly we are learns about the population growth, then population distribution, and then next the density of population, then structure of populations, and next point sex ratio. You understand? What is the sex ratio? What is the formula of the density of population? The density of population is equal to the population of a region divided by area of region. What is the sex ratio? What is the formula of the sex ratio? The total numbers of females divided by total numbers of male multiplied by 1000. Thank you.